Them. Where are those from?
Dude, there is right there.
Oh!
It actually has an i7 in, like fully voltage, and also it has...
Fully voltage.
No, full voltage.
What does that mean?
That's
Let it go. Continue,
There's
Shane.
also a GTX 1060 that you would normally find in a PC, in like a desktop PC.
That's pretty cool.
That is very cool. And you would be able to play Dota on that.
Whoa, you can?
Yes, you can.
Where's
Round as well.
Wait, better get one.
Oh, take that one right there.
No, you can't. We
Oh.
are
Yeah, we asked it multiple times.
Literally everyone that works here wants that actual laptop.
Yep.
So don't worry about it. Anyway, hey, draft.
Hey, draft.
You know,
NP is, well, they're on a streak.
they are on this.
They won 2 games in a row yesterday in
Yes.
a best of 5 and made it to the Summit 6. And to get to the Summit 6, they had to go through the entire double elimination bracket and actually come out victorious, which they did.
Woo!
So they're doing pretty well. We saw them already on Thursday, where they went 1-1 against
Who were
it
they
was
against?
Vega Squadron. But Vega looked pretty okay as well. So.
Yeah, they did. They were pretty okay. Yeah, that's right. That's what Ben Wu said.
Did
That
they
were
pick
pretty
Alchemist?
okay.
Yeah.
Did they pick Alchemist?
I can tell you. You mean if NP picked
Yeah,
Alchemist?
because I know they've been loving that a lot lately.
The game that they won, they had an OD for Envy.
Well,
They had a Sven for AOI, they had a Rubik for 1-4-3-7, Beastmaster for MSS, and SVG was playing Kunkka. No Alchemist. The game that they lost, it was an awful Envy Storm game.
Okay, yeah, they do.
awful is a little harsh.
No, but it's not just, it wasn't just him, it was also that his lane just got constantly ganked.
Yes, yes.
Like,
It was.
like, if you were any Storm, doesn't matter who plays it, you're gonna have a bad time.
Oh, we got a Shadow Demon first pick here.
The weird thing about Team MP is they actually first pick Rubik quite a lot. Like, they're one of the few teams that do it. They love their Rubik.
Damn.
And they kind of, the problem, like, they roam really early. They're really aggressive with it. But when it doesn't work, it's kind of a disaster. It was the first game of the Complexity series yesterday. They first picked it, and it just didn't really work out from behind.
Oh,
This is the
hell
counter,
yeah.
actually.
That's as NA as it gets right there. Boom.
No, it's one of the best counters to Shadow Demon, because essentially if you pick Shadow Demon, you want a high agility carry.
Right.
It's going to have a natural amount of base armor, right? So the Elder Titan's amazing to counter that.
Yeah.
It stops the high ground siege with the illusions, because you can just stomp them.
Oh!
Okay.
What's he doing over here? I thought
it was
hell.
nerfed.
Apparently the patch did nothing. They banned Omni in the last series.
Yeah?
Like, I don't know.
We're
they picked
back.
Drow. Nothing changed.
Hey, it's okay. They're just testing the waters, right?
Yeah, see what it's like.
We're about to find out real quick. So I thought people pick Shadow Demon, right? To do the illusions and all that stuff. But are we going to be able to see that now that we have the the Earth Spirit or whatever
the
you call
Elder
it, the
Titan?
Elder Titan? ES.
They're kind of similar looking heroes.
Yeah,
They're
I mean the big, the green.
yeah, same stuff.
Earth. They need to change the names. We got Earth Shaker, Elder Titan. I guess those have nothing to do with each other. Screw it. I just don't actually
You mean
know what
Earth
hero that
Shaker,
is.
Earth Spirit, and Ember Spirit?
You know, I'm not going my E's. We should move on though. This has nothing
It
to do
definitely
with
makes it harder to pick heroes like
Right.
say Morphling, like Drow, these high agility heroes. You could still go with like a Radiance carrier, maybe Nago or Alchemist could be still pretty good.
Is Luna a possibility for this game? That's kind of the classic with the SD
I
these
think
days.
a lot of people like Sven could work. It gives you high armor for your whole team, like to kind of counteracts the aura.
They banned out the Slaughter themselves, but a hero like that, you know, you can set up for a stun, more like focusing on the laning stage. Is that something they can go for, like Chen?
Who banned it? I can't see the screen. I can't
Slaughter
see.
is banned by Alliance.
Oh, okay. I think Alliance want to... Okay, it's very difficult to pick a melee hero into this lineup, right? Because if you have a melee hero, it's easy to set up the stomp, and it's
Yes.
easy to kite them with Beastmaster. So it's actually
I guess so.
a really, really nice opening from MP. I like it a lot. Like Elder Titan is very easy to rotate. He's kind of a defensive and offensive hero. Like the stomp is just really powerful early game, even though they kind of nerfed it a little bit. So I actually don't know, to be honest.
Well, let's hope for NP that Alliance don't know either. That would be great.
That would be great.
It would
sure.
be great. That's the whole point, trying to disrupt the enemy's plan. Right?
You know, I heard somebody tell me the other day that Rubik was going to be the new big counter to Sand King because the innate magical resistance and that kind of
it's
stuff.
pretty-
Is that the whole deal with Rubik? Is that why
It's
people
also
pick him up?
just being able to move people is extremely effective in tri lanes when you roam. Like in the mid lane, it's very effective as well. It's just a very strong like ability, and obviously spell steal is cool. Like
Yeah.
you can be anyone.
Of course, yeah, super
A
rad.
very high skill
But
cap
the-
as well. You can
yeah.
really show off with that.
The no field adds to a push as well if you want to do a group up and push kind of strategy. Just having like a lot of magic resistance does help a lot. I
All
think Alliance could go back to their offensive tri lane.
Oh man,
I
you don't
think-
want to do that. That would make Shiva right.
That would be true actually.
We can't do that.
Alliance,
Why?
stop.
Why would that make me right?
Because you had your
The
stutter
tri
there.
lane, you're.
Yeah, but but I told you it was from a very reliable source.
I know.
So that
I
means that
saw.
if it fails, I didn't fail. My reliable source failed.
You just throw people
And it
under
means
the
if
bus.
I'm
just
right,
willy-nilly.
if I'm right, then I am right because
Okay.
I had a reliable source.
I don't know.
Shiva's never wrong, is what we're trying to say. She wins at everything. She's never wrong. You should watch
I
her play
did just
Jenga.
win.
Jenga?
Yeah, she's a great J. She never loses in that game either, right, Shiva? Right?
I actually don't when
Uh-huh.
I play properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never forget.
But you can't really win a Jenga, I think. You can only lose. Because obviously there's only going to be one person.
The winner is the
Knocking
person
off
that
the-
didn't lose.
Yeah, but then there's going to be multiple winners in one Jenga game.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
all right.
Okay. Alliance is gonna go with that normal OD pick. Oh boy, all the kids these days, they still love OD. Sorry, Ice Frog, you tried to nerf them. They're still picking them. Maybe
Odie's
next time.
extremely good against like single target stones like Beastmaster Roar. They have
Yeah.
two really good saves on their team actually, like Disruption and Imprison.
That is a very good point. MP's gonna have a lot of hard time capitalizing on that sleep. I mean, if they sleep anybody, there's going to be a good way for them to escape on that. But they could work to that for their advantage. What if they is Kunkka still available here?
Weaver.
He
Pick up a
is.
Kunkka. You got a Weaver. Well, that's not something you capitalize on. And you don't need any setup for Weaver, do you?
The thing with Weaver in this game as well, like both the Imprison and the Shadow team, we saw how good Weaver does against OD, like into the mid game.
Yeah.
Like he can just kind of run rings around him. And also the
But the disables that they have right now aren't really disables that
not
help
really.
you
Yeah,
kill
yeah.
the
The-
Weaver.
Yeah,
right.
you're right. They,
You're
like,
kinda-
they
you
just
keep-
kind of keep him there for a
Yeah,
second.
apart from Lasso. of
It actually
course.
gives him more time to get his skills off cooldown, right?
Yeah.
And then back in the fight. So,
Yeah.
maybe a pretty good pick there, eh?
It forces Alliance into a support that they might not have wanted to begin with.
What about a nice Marana pickup, though? You could
for Team MP.
any one of those
Hey,
for Team
in
Alliance.
the previous
Oh,
two
yeah, yeah.
games,
Yeah.
Alliance actually was the one to ban out Marana both games, so perhaps,
They haven't done it
yeah.
yet.
Where
so
would you
could-
where would you play Marana though?
I mean, who cares?
As the Roman
Yeah.
combo with the Shadow Demon.
That's it.
Put Balrider off lane, OD mid, pick something else for Loda still,
And you'd play
and you play Marana
Hanskin
for...
on. Have you ever seen Hanskin play Marana?
You put EGM on Marana. Hanskin, Shadow Demon.
Isn't he the okay? Nice.
Put one down for me.
Is there a chance I could put Loda on Marana?
Yeah, sure. Loda can do
actually,
anything.
Yeah, he can actually play most heroes. He's very versatile.
Damn, I got something right, guys.
That
Well
was sick.
played.
This is the first time in like 5 days.
You want a cookie?
Yeah, I already had too many. I can't. I'll miss more team fights. You know what I would love though? An Asus ROG laptop. That would be great.
Oh, can we do that for the winners? Because I won today as well. I would like a laptop,
She
preferably an
wins
RG
everything.
Strix
Oh my god.
L702VM.
Yeah, full voltage, please.
Yeah.
Full voltage.
No half
Maximum.
None of that have voltage
I don't want that
stuff.
shit. All right. Second place, half voltage. Okay. Anyway, oh, there's MSS, my man. He looking
Leaf.
good too.
Why does it look like his hair is gray?
Because he's stressed out, man.
Is it lighting?
No. If you were on a team with Envy, don't you think your
Yeah.
hair would turn gray?
No, apparently they have anime watching sessions.
Someone turned that contrast up
I asked
way
him. I
high.
actually asked him. He's like, yeah, we watch anime all the time.
Anime watching sessions.
Dude, that's team building.
That shit will
It
rot
probably
your
is.
brain,
Yeah.
dude. You can't do that. You can't have anime stuff.
What?
Do you guys actually watch anime?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
I
Yeah.
don't. Shane does.
What's your favorite anime?
Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter. I watched. I had an interview with EE, and I watched some with a whole season with some guy named Lelouch or something. I forget what
Oh,
anime
yeah.
it was. I watched that shit for like 12 hours straight. I couldn't even think anymore.
I
That's how I
watched
turned out the way I did.
the Alchemist
Full
Brotherhood.
Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist.
I
did
watched
that
one episode of that. A little girl got turned into a
Radiant
monster
hero.
and they killed her. It was effed up.
Yeah,
Hey, oh my god. Naga Sairan. What do you
I
know?
actually like that one a lot.
Why is
No.
that, Sheever?
Explain.
I was talking about the anime.
Well, that's good. I mean, Naga, is that an insurance policy or is that a support Naga?
Okay, when you, it's, they could do either, right? They could
Yeah.
do core Marana, core. The problem is if they do core Naga, they're going to need Shadow Demon and Mirana to do a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like,
But
they're
if
gonna
you
need to
do a
make so much
support
space.
Naga, you don't have a good combination with your Shadow Demon to go roaming.
Exactly.
Well, you would have that with the Shadow Demon Mirana. But we are not about to discuss that. We are about to discuss who's going to win this first game of Alliance versus NP. Shay.
I'm going to go with Alliance again. I think they have the Loda Naga Siren with a Shadow Demon. It's pretty comforty stuff.
Cheever?
No, what do you reckon, Jay?
I have been wrong on every. I think I'm on a 4-game loss streak on predictions wrong. I kind of want Alliance to win this one, so I'm going to go MP. I want to see them have a win streak here. So sorry,
Okay.
MP. You've got the curse now.
I
Come with me.
hope that the Mirana will do well, because I like Mirana. That's my logic. Great. So that would mean Alliance is going to win this one. But we're going to find out from our commentators what this Mirana is going to do. It's going to be support. It's going to be a core. Let's find out with OD Pixel and Gods.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the ACCRG Dream League Season 6. I'm OD Pixel, I'm here with Gods, and we're ready to get into the second series of the day. We have Alliance once again, looking to continue their streak of the day, and obviously MP looking to just continue their streak as a whole. They've been doing very well before here in the league. And here we have them going head-to-head. Alliance versus MP. The drafts are done, and to answer the panel's question, it is going to be support Mirana Hanskin playing that, and of course, the classic loader safe lane Naga Siren. Over on the other side of MP, nothing too out of the ordinary. We're seeing more Weaver. Maybe continuing what Alliance pulled out in the first series, trying to copy a bit of that. What's the plan? What's the plan, Gods? What are you liking? What are you not liking?
I mean, like, I think you used the best word to describe Loda, a classic hero of his. Back when, like, Alliance had some of their struggle periods, when they needed to pull out a win and they weren't winning much, and sometimes just say, let's just pull out a Loda Naga, and it would just somehow win them games, and you're just like, oh,
it's nice.
It's working. I remember it was like Winter when he was coaching them, he was like, oh, you guys need to pick Naga Siren more. You seem to win a lot with this hero, despite the fact no one was playing it at the time. So we're kind of at that stage where the hero still isn't played all that much, but it's like at an okay place. So
yeah, more so maybe now in the support capacity. It feels that, you know, more of the top tier teams kind of opt to pick it through as that rather than resting everything on it on the safe lane. I guess it's kind of nice when you've got the combination of what the Naga and the OD, you know, so you've got sort of the OD that could be a little bit more active at points where the Naga is still looking to have space created for her.
Yep. And OD doesn't need too many like big expensive items. Like that's where taking up a lot of the farm on the map as a Naga isn't too big a problem. Once you've got like your Hurricane Pike, you can go into a Blink, into a BKB, and just fight with a bit less in the way of farm. You got some good synergy between the OD with the Mirana, so roaming around, we can see Hanskin probably achieve quite a lot this game. For the MP side, lots of auras, lots of physical damage, the Beastmaster Venge auras. The ET also amplifies their physical damage just by reducing the opponent's armor. And that's something Alliance have kind of decided they just don't want to fight into. That's why they've gone for this core Naga draft, because they just don't really see their lineup matching up in a teamfight sense against NP.
Well, we're going to see, of course, this bottom lane. A dual lane from MP at the moment. Beastmaster and Elder Titan are heading down. They're going to look to cause a bit of chaos, try and slow down Loda's farm. I mean, how hard is it going to be for the Naga Siren to keep the pace up on this bottom lane against this aggressive duo?
It's okay. We will see Mirana help out as needed. But for now, Loda, it's one of those things you don't have to free farm in the first 5 minutes of the game. It's like the Alchemid where if you don't have the best lane, it's still fine. You still hit a good timing on your Radiance once you kind of move into the jungle a bit. But this SVG ET is a classic. This is his hero. He is so good on it. And I'm a bit worried for Loda just because of how good SVG plays his hero. If you're not ready for it, he will bully you in this lane. He will find kills when you're not expecting it. They did this exact duo with the ET and Beastmaster in their best of 5 finals and the Summit qualifiers, and it just wrecked Complexity.
We'll see if it has the same effect here against Alliance, who have brought Hanskin down, sticking around in the neighborhood at the moment on the Mirana, just to try and help out Loda that a little bit, creating that space. Up on top, Jonathan Fan on the Batrider. I recall seeing some pretty good games from him during the WASG when Alliance headed out to Ukraine for that last land, so we'll look to see if he's able to pull forward another Another performance on one of his kind of signature heroes, really, the off-lane bat. And finally, the mid lane, Envy Jug up against Limp's OD. At the moment, 7 for 4 against the 5 for 0. All things considered, Envy's standing up pretty well in this mid lane matchup.
-6 damage. I mean, you're a Jug with a poor man shield. Suddenly, this OD versus Jug matchup looks a lot more winnable than it once did.
Yeah, absolutely.
You see now the Banishers start coming in just to prevent Envy getting a couple last hits. But all in all, Envy holding his own against the OD CS-wise, beating the OD CS-wise.
And I guess Envy can feel relatively safe as well. With the pressure that MP are putting down bottom, it's more likely Alliance have got to keep a support, well, at least one down here helping out the Naga Sirens, so he feels a little less vulnerable to ganks from Alliance's support in the mid lane.
And the nice thing about the OD with the set for the arrow is that you've got Blade Fury. So if you see the arrow coming in, you can always Blade Fury dodge it. I think if you time the arrow perfectly on the Banish, you can't Blade Fury out of it, but that's going to be like a very perfectly executed gate to get that kill.
I'd imagine if, the hitbox of the arrow is essentially underneath the Astral.
Nice arrow.
That works as well if you just go for a straightforward arrow to the backside. Salve cancel. The question is, can they actually follow through for a kill? They'll have the Astral damage. You'll bring down fairly low.
Okay, so he Blade Fury's out of it, doesn't take the Astral damage if you Blade Fury out of it.
That is...
well, I'm not a mid player, I don't know all these mechanics. But...
Yeah, that works out for sure. And he'll be happy with that, and he should be fine as he heals himself up.
Goes bottle on Envy, so he's even got the top rune still available, which looks like he'll go for that, so he won't even have to bottle Crow to sustain himself. Back in bottom lane, you can see how things are going out. It is dire with a CS advantage. NP has very strong lanes. Good stomp, and that's going to perhaps help out. They even blocked the arrow. They're going to turn this around, and EGM is done for.
Yeah, they're looking for first blood here, MP. SVG and Nak going in for the kill, and they'll get it. First blood to the Elder Titan. Maybe see if they can get something else as they bash into Hanscam, forcing the Mirana back. He does have a point and leap, so he will be able to get himself out of here, but not before he takes a hell of a lot of damage. Yeah. There we go. There's the jump. The axes are there. Good arrow to hold him back. Nax trapped underneath the tower. Will get himself out through the tree line. Yeah, good turnaround there with the arrow, because one more of those axes on point would have brought down Hanskin on the Mirana, but nonetheless, MP get themselves first blood, and they lose nothing in return.
Yeah, really good aggression coming out. Nact will be zoned back to his tower, but got some good CS on his exit. Mirana will suicide to neutrals, but it's overall a big victory for NP in their offlane. It's the power of that offlane ET with the support ET in the offlane, helping out the offlane, in this case the Beastmaster. They've got great synergy with ET. You throw that Spirit out, you get bonus damage and movement speed, and then the Beastmaster with the Boar, and just 1 point in the attack speed aura is just brutal to fight into.
Absolutely back towards the mid lane, Hansken. He's got eyes on Envy. MP with their hit stream bolling up, and also TP's coming through from MP. They have SVG moving towards the mid lane, and also wrapping around from the north. Rose on the Vengeful Spirit. They'll try for an arrow, but the creeps block it. Envy's not going to get caught out, and in fact, it could be the side of Alliance in trouble. Magic Missile onto the OD. In comes the Spirit with a Blade Fury from Envy. They'll take the kill, limps out. And MP find themselves another kill in the first 5 minutes. Great movement from the supports, catching Alliance off guard. And yeah, MP to be in the stronger position, as we can see as well from the CS, all the 3 highest all over the side of MP.
Yeah, they're making all the right moves. They initially set their lanes up for success, and then they didn't just kind of rest on their laurels. They've made aggressive plays around the map. They've rotated well. AUI is making the outplays in his lane. He gets a solo kill. This is something AUI loves to do. He goes for these early phase boots. It's something very few Weaver players have done. It was kind of an old school build that, like back in Dota 1, some players used to do. Because of how much Weaver benefits from the cost-effective damage of the phase boots, it's actually not that bad, and you can use the phase ability between Chikuchis.
Down bottom, making a bit of go on to EGM. He's able to dodge a lot of it with the disruption. The Stomps dodged, the Magic Missiles dodged, and now Lions, they're the ones looking for the turnaround. Moving in onto the Elder Titan. 3 closing forward. The rest of MP already backing off. SVG pops the stick charges, goes in for a Stomp. Loader nicely dodging it out there with the Illusion cast and will get the kill. So Lions getting themselves on the board, and a neat little play there from the Naga Siren.
Can see the new Batrider Flame Break not stopping the Stomp like it used to. No longer disables, and meant that Stomp still went off, but there was enough damage output onto the ET that he still did go down. Jonas with a rotation, but that was a lot of heroes going down bottom. Jonas, who was initially in that offlane, dies and then respawns, decides to TP bottom, so ideally they get more than just the 1 kill here if they're going to rotate this many in.
Down bottom, they try for the Astral into the arrow combination. It's not going to hit. Stomp onto Jonas and Fan holding him back. And suddenly we're in a position where Alliance going pretty heavy in on the bottom lane, looking for the fights. MP aren't going to bite. They head off, back away. And at the end of the day, space being created. Aui's up top, getting himself a totally free lane on the Weaver. 40 CS at the moment before the 7-minute mark. Pretty much hasn't missed a creep at the moment in the safe lane. So this Weaver DC stepping up to potentially be a big issue for Alliance. I mean, in this game, talking about the draft, do Alliance have the catch, the potential to deal with a Weaver that gets a good start, or is it going to be a great game for Aoi?
It's a pretty good game. The Batrider with the lasso gets countered once Weaver gets up to that Lincoln Sphere. Similar story with the setup, the banishes into the arrow. If you can stop that OD Astral or the Shadow Demon disruption, suddenly you're not going to get kind of set into the arrow, and I think because of that, it gets very easy for Weaver to move around in these fights. Once his Lincolns gets broken, he can play safer, but when his Lincolns is up, he can play as aggressive as he wants.
MP now with the rotation, SVG and Rose looking towards the mid lane. They want to try and make Limp's life that little bit worse.
Got no banish now too, he just used it aggressively.
Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble. Magic Missile into the play Fury from MP. They've got a stomp as well to control him. The banish comes through again to buy himself some time. Alliance, they're not really moving much over as they feel that he's already a lost cause. Limp now tries to keep him alive with the bolt charge. Is it going to be enough? He's down. Arrow's going to be juked out. And as we can see from the net worth as well, all 3 cores of MP having an absolute baller of a start. And yeah, starting to fall behind here, Alliance, in this laning stage quite heavily.
And this top tier 1 tower's being chipped away at him with ET already up here. It looks like they should be able to get this without any contest. Envy's even in the neighborhood, having taken the top tier 1, rune. This tier 1 tower is going to go down with no fight from Alliance, no trade even from Alliance.
We'll leave that one down to the ping. Well, it did miss the last hit on the tower there. Yeah. But nonetheless, as you said, MP just getting the pressure successfully applied around the map. On Alliance, they're going to need to pull themselves together and look to get something in return. I mean, obviously they have got the Naga Siren, so if they can kind of push the game along to a certain point, they can prolong it. And essentially, I guess if this does go late, I mean, OD, Naga, how does that stand up against kind of a Jug Weaver core?
I mean, Naga in general, once you get to the late, can kind of take control just through sheer split push. Weaver does not deal with split push very well. Jug, perhaps with a Battle Fury build, can push out the lanes quite well, but it's going to come down to the ability to catch the Naga out, which is just the Beastmaster, kind of his main job, and also just to push out the lanes, which, again, they don't do very well, so... I think Alliance, once they get that Radiance, like Manta up on Naga, the game kind of starts to swing a bit more into their favor, but the early game has been very poor, so they're going to have a very slow Radiance. By then, they may have lost a lot of their outer towers and lost complete control of the game.
Coming up to, 9.5 minutes in, Hansken still sitting at the level 3, as we've seen, unable to really find anything with the ganks and the movements from the man. And, I mean, maybe at this point, we'll see him just... Yeah, arrow a few creeps, try and get his levels up a bit, because he's falling behind, bottom of the net worth at the moment. It's not been the start that they would have kind of hoped for with a Mirana pick. You know, this is a lineup where you've got a Naga, a Shadow Demon, and OD to set up arrow ganks, but it just hasn't been successful for Alliance in the laning stage.
Yeah, they're getting bullied all over. AUI is now going to start rotating, getting aggressive. He's looking for EGM, but EGM makes a nice move to juke it, and
Limp coming through as well, but you know, with Nak's presence, he has a raw. Alliance know it, so they can't really chase down Aoi too much. And Weaver's going to be fine. He's going to draw the line, wants to cross past mid, head himself back up towards the top lane.
This is the important thing now for MP. You're worried about the Naga coming online later with Radiance. That's kind of Alliance's comeback mechanic now. So you want to take over the Naga's jungle, get wards down, play aggressive. Taking this bottom tier 1 tower helps achieve that, but also taking this tier 1 mid tower. So they want to play as aggressive as possible around the bottom half of the map to try and shut down the Naga's farm.
Well, Hansken with the Invis rune's going to get some good intel for Alliance. Noticing the movement from Aoi and Nax, but nothing he can do to punish it, as they'll just join the rest of the forces towards the mid lane. The arrow's a bore, it's not going to catch a hero though. And MP will do what they can to put the pressure onto the tier 1. Fortification comes out, but Alliance at the moment, not looking to send anyone up here, just trying to use this space and time to get some farm on their cores. But as we can see at the moment, MV 4.7k, Loader the closest on the Naga at 3.3, pretty much on par with Limp's OD. But yeah, 4 for 1, MP smoking up, looking to continue this momentum and potentially catch out a core. Naga would be ideal. We'll see if they get through on the sweep round down bottom. Loader's up towards the top, so unlikely they catch him out. It may be EGM tanking the gank. Limp would be the better pick, but we'll see what MP finds out.
Oh, he hits him with the poison.
Aoi to lead the way with the Shikuchi, and they'll just roar straight up. They'll take what they find. EGM blown up by MP. Limp should be safe, and yeah, immediately TP's out. Does not want to get caught down here by this tier 1, as he knows MP are going to come through with the push and will potentially wrap around behind that tier 1 to see if they can find any stragglers. But
as soon as that happens, Alliance are out of there. They're TPing the OD to mid lane. They want to try and counter push both top and mid lane. Problem is, most likely MP get the tower, then also potentially get back to defend. They're actually going to defend first and push as a secondary objective. They leave 2 bottom to push. but they've already got 3 in the mid lane to defend that tier 1 mid.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And more TPs coming into the mid lane.
You can see the drawings on the map, just circling that Radiant jungle. They don't want Naga to be able to farm.
They'll hit the arrow
that
combo
jungle.
this time. Rose, they will be left for dead. They will get themselves one, maybe get themselves a second. EGM sets up with a disruption. Nothing else to follow through as SVG's able to walk off. But Alliance this time around getting a kill. Envy and Aoi though, looking to make the plays here with Nak. They head into the Roche pit. There was vision. They know it's going on, Alliance. Can they actually do anything about that? They'll throw an arrow through. They'll catch a ball, but yeah, with the DD on Envy, they're making quick work of this one.
Nothing they can do. It's too fast. No one's ready to contest it. Bat's in the enemy jungle, just trying to finish his Blink Dagger up there, it looks like. And Alliance have done a good job dealing with the pressure in their side of the map. They've taken their heroes, their core heroes, to the other side of the map. By cores, I kind of mean more like the key ones. Like the Bat Rider, the offlaner needs that Blink Dagger, so he's gone in the enemy jungle to finish it. Loda's taken the tier 1 top tower with the help of his illusions and is most of the way towards his relic. So they're getting themselves in a position to make their lineup work. Naga's still got a lot of work to do, but it's much better that Loda's just completely ditched all the fighting happening around the mid and bottom lane to get his own farm up top. So I like what Alliance have done. They're still playing from behind. It's still going to be very tough for them to turn this game around, but they're making the right move so far.
Yeah, it's starting to get to the point, as you said, where MP, they need to catch Loda. They need to punish this Naga side.
Either catch Loda or take like a ton of towers and get a massive lead. But
Hey. With Rose coming around here, he'll juke out the arrow, but he's going to almost give away his life. He's trying to take that Loda on the way down. Can he do it? One more touch would have done it, but he can't get it out. Loda, very happy with that, getting himself involved with the kill, getting himself out of there. But very close. It nearly looked like Revenge was going to be able to bring down Loda on the way out.
Yeah. I don't know what Deboom was thinking going that deep by himself. Well, I kind of do. He's looking just to get down a ward. He knows that Loda's farming that top side of the map, and he wants to try and ward it up to set up the pickoffs, but he's also walking through Radiant Vision. So Alliance see him coming by himself, and they just bring 3 heroes. Like, yeah, it looked like Loda was close to going down, but he knows how much damage a Venge can do on her own. There's no global Zeus or anything. He was never going to die to the solo Venge there. Without any kind of serious misstep, but a bit of a aggressive play coming out from Theban unnecessarily. Shouldn't go on those warding missions past locations where your enemy almost certainly are going to have wards.
Up top, Handscan. He needs to be careful. The swap into the roar, and he was not careful enough. This man's dead. MP, quick to get a kill in return after losing the Venge up top.
Yeah,
and of
really
course, tier 2 down as well.
Map control up here, and yeah, Rose will get up to a good start. Gets the sentry, but he's being caught trying to do this. This is kind of deja vu of his last death.
He tries to work it off with the stick charge. Isn't going to happen. And as you said, this is Theban getting punished for the attempted ward control of his own.
They'll get the D ward now, so. The dire jungle gets a lot more dangerous for Alliance to farm in now. That ward really allowed them to get so much out of that top side of the map. You can see kind of how important wards can be in Dota, just because that one ward got them probably a couple thousand gold as well as 2 kills. But from now on, Alliance is going to be playing a bit darker on that side of the map.
Well, now he's got his eyes on Loda. He's got to be careful. He's low on the mana. He actually hasn't got enough for time lapse. He's got 3 1 charges in 10 seconds, and Jonas and Fan, no lasso at the moment. So Aoi feeling fairly careful. Bats continuing to chase down. Yeah, still no lasso for 40 seconds, so Aoi will be allowed to get out. But still, MP at this point, and something notable as well, Nacht. Now, 15 minutes in, this is a Beastmaster with a level 3 Necro book. Towers are going to fall if MP get their hands on them.
Yep.
And top lane, Limp could be in trouble. They're spotted out by the Hawk.
Oh dear.
And the wraparound's coming through from MP.
This looks rough for him. He's got the TP.
He just
can't do it now. The Roar's in range.
Yeah. Say your prayers for Limp. As this man is a dead man.
It's a solo kill. He's like... Nacht is trying to finish off the kill before his teammates get there. Like, I want this kill for myself.
Envy was looking for the chaos, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'll get a tier 2 off of this as well. The Alliance can look for a trade around mid, but again, if NP are fast, they could look to set up and defend this one while pushing. Weaver's back at base healing could TP in to stall it, and it looks like that's going to be the call. ET's already on the move.
He's got his eyes on it. Stomp's not going to connect.
EGM
jukes it out, but EGM... he's just going to go for the TP straight out. Can they get the kill in time with the only slash? They will. Envy, with the hatred there for the Shadow Demon, make sure that he isn't able to TP back to base. At the same time as MP was putting pressure up top, Moonlight comes through and Loader. Maybe see if he sets him up with the ensnare. It's actually going to be Jonas in fact getting the catch, bringing Knack back with the lasso, and Knack's down. Good kill there for Alliance. The thing is, can they actually get out? Rose is looking to move in, hits the magic missile, but Loader sings the song of his people, starts to back away. Handscan's going to be out as well. They'll see if they can catch anyone out with the Echo Stomp, but too far away. Alliance, they get themselves in, get themselves out, and taking down a Beastmaster that was second highest on the net worth. That's a big kill.
And that's also one of the big pushing forces on this Dire side. He's the one with the Necrobook with the level 4 Inner Beast Aura, so taking him out slows down the push. And it is NP's draft on a timer this game, so any kind of stall you can get, a kill, a pick off like that, and just resetting the game a little bit for a minute or so, slowing down NP's like movements, really helps you out here. Alliance have, all things considered, really handled this pressure very well. Loader's at 4.3k gold, so the Radiant's not far off. And it's not just a Naga illusions. You've got the Shadow Demon who can also make Naga illusions. We can see EGM maxing out the disruption fairly early on, so there'll be a lot of Radiant's illusion spam to de-push these lanes. NP really, to me, need to get something done fast.
Jonas the Fan was coming in looking for a bit of a pick, bit of a play. Can he get himself out? Will Firefly down to the low ground? Nothing to catch him out though, so Jonas the Fan will be alright.
And there's Loader's Naga.
71% win rate, pretty decent.
For like a pro player and a hero, that's pretty ridiculously high. And it's not like they're always just like fifth picking it. It's not like one of those teams where you fifth pick and you're like, oh, they just fifth pick Naga, they just won the game. No, they were like first to picking it a lot of games and just picking it up very early on and like kind of aggressively. So very impressive win rate on the hero. Of course, a lot of that win rate also back when Loader and Alliance were different patch, and when Alliance were winning everything. Like Alliance's win rate, like 2013 was something like 80%. So,
yeah, it was ridiculous.
There's probably other heroes out there that Loader has similar win rates on because of that era, but he's obviously had a lot of success on Naga Siren.
What's going on top? It looked like Envy had eyes onto Jonas and Fan, but Jonas and Fan quick to back away. And there we have it. So amongst all the chaos, getting it before the 19-minute mark, it's impressive. I mean, it's Loader Naga, as you said. It's reliable. It is something that Alliance can trust to play around and create the space, and Loader can always find the farm, even under pressure, and maybe even find kills as well with the illusion and the Radiant Spurn chasing down Rose. That will be more money into the pocket of Loader. And as you said, this game is on a timer. Alliance holding the fort 6-8. And getting themselves a kill like this would be absolutely massive. Lasso back into the arrow. Envy tries to play Fury and run himself away. A good stomp. SVG there, saving Envy's backside. Yeah. I mean, that would have been essentially tipping the game back into Alliance's hands entirely if they lose Envy there on the side of MP. But SVG there, as you said, Elder Titan's his hero, and we're seeing why this game.
It's not quite enough stun duration coming up from the lasso arrow. There's a little bit of overlap, but it's always kind of awkward. You want to make sure you do overlap them a little bit, because otherwise he blades Furies in between, but not too much, but couldn't quite get the kill there. Would have been a huge pick-off, but nonetheless, it still feels like Alliance is slowly clawing their way back in this game. MP have yet to do kind of unrecoverable damage. No tier 3 towers, no Raxes. The Aegis, the Roshan didn't really amount to too much. It really feels like Alliance are holding on well.
I like this as well, Hansken, he says, all right, we're in for the long haul. Yeah, this time to get a Midas.
This is definitely a game for supports to get Midas. Well, I mean, supports, I don't think Shadow Demon's going to be able to really afford one anytime soon, but for like a full position, this is a dream Midas game. Because Naga takes up so much farm on the map, it's actually as much for levels as it is farm, because you're going to really struggle to get XP in a game where you have Naga on your team. When you have Naga on your team, she's pushing all the lanes, illusions going everywhere, and you're like sitting back like, we're defending high ground, I got nothing. So getting a Midas is really important to actually maintain any level of farm and XP growth.
Now he's got a Lincoln, so he's going to be feeling a little bit more invulnerable in these fights against Alliance, but it certainly is at the point where it feels like NP, they have to kill Loader, and they have to get something done fairly soon, because it's only going to get harder.
Yeah. Alliance make an aggressive move here. This is one of those things where if you can get a successful kill while Loader's farming, it just gives you an even more time to push out lanes, get map control, and turn the game even more in your favor, but looks like MP are completely gonna avoid this one by just being on the other side of the map.
They might catch it. Well, Aoi in the mid lane revealing himself, but as we said, it's a hard catch, and Smoke getting close to the points of running out. They're not going to get anything, as you said.
Aoi's just not a hero they can kill really at all at this moment in the game. But he doesn't do enough damage that he's a threat. He's got, not like the last Weaver we saw where there was Drow Aura, he eventually got a Desolator. This Weaver isn't all that scary as far as doing damage to heroes or buildings. He's kind of annoying to have on the front lines because you can't kill him, but he's not a hero you have to like address in the team fight. You just have to kind of ignore him and hope he only kills a support Shadow Demon or something.
A Loader, top of the net worth now, and at this kind of pace, we can expect to see him get a sizable lead against some of MP's cores unless they are able to keep finding objectives. And MP, exactly what they look to do. They'll take down the top tower. Envy actually going for a bit of an interesting build here. That the phase moves into the SMY, now maybe realizing, okay, it might be a longer game than expected, going back for the Battle Fury.
Yeah, it's the backup plan. They're actually going to try threaten high ground here, say, look, enough is enough. Let's force Alliance to actually come to us and defend, because this is the pushing power of NP. Loader was still trying to go for that, as well as the rest of the Alliance were pushing out mid and bottom. No one was actually in position to defend top, so they're going to get some good structural damage here on the tier 3 before backing off. But recognizing the kind of game this is going to turn into with Naga hitting the Radiance, Envy, smart decision, goes back for the Battle Fury. This is kind of a must-buy item to keep lanes pushed out.
And keep up the farm, you know, keep yourself on a similar level to this Naga.
It doesn't, it's not an item, like it's one of those kind of mistruths about Dota where you want to have like a Maelstrom or a Battle Fury against Naga illusions, because they're never actually grouped up. Normally you send one to, you get your 3 illusions and then you send each one to a different lane. So having AoE damage doesn't help, but it helps deal with Naga because it pushes out lanes fast. That's what you've got to do against Naga. Push lanes quickly.
This is the kill. This is what they need. Moonlight comes out, they're dropping the ults. Do they have detection? My goodness, they don't. Loader's gonna, oh, they know they had the gem. They did see him, but they're already scared. They're terrified. Jonathan fans coming in. They're getting themselves out. They do not want to lose that gem, and they're just about to. Nact, caught out on the side of it, dragged back. Beastmaster, is he going to be saved? He certainly is not, by the looks of it, as Alliance look to surround him. They'll take down the Beast. SVG still sticking around, see if he can do anything. Jonathan fan trying to get himself out. He will be able to get himself back to base. Now he's taken down. No, sorry, take down the Beastmaster went. And in fact, has got his welcome fall. Ooh.
Turnaround was almost there from MP, but couldn't quite all converge on top lane fast enough, and Bat escaping with the gem. That's a 1800 gold swing. That was
the escape that they needed. Getting that gem back to base.
That's a big one. Yeah. Beastmaster dying there, and again, it's more time for Loader there. They didn't have the Necrobook up was the big thing. They used it to threaten the high ground, and by the time they got the roar off, the Necrobook was still not available to them. Without that damage, they just couldn't quite bring down the Naga Siren. So Loader escapes, and that is a big win for Alliance.
It's getting better and better here for the Swedes. Hurricane Pike done for Limp. MP still needing a game plan, and as you said, with Envy's itemization, you know, you can tell that MP, they've considered the situation, they're adapting to it. The question is if it's going to be enough. MP look towards Roshan. Into the pit they go. Alliance, they have Yonason fan in the neighborhood.
I don't think Alliance can really contest this or have to care too much about Roshan. What they have to care about is what happened at top, the high ground push. Whether there's an Aegis or not affects it a bit, but they need to be pushing out that lane or creep skipping, like getting behind the push to deal with the creep waves with illusions of the Naga Siren better than they did that time. I think if that push comes again, Alliance could be in some trouble. So they need to just do a better job keeping the lanes pushed out, or if 5 heroes are pushing down the lane, split push the other lane, send Naga illusions behind, take out creep waves at a faster pace. That's something Hanskin's going to be able to offer as well soon. His Mirana starting to work in an Aghanim Scepter. That's something which can be very annoying as far as taking out creep waves.
Absolutely. And I mean, even with the 6.8 AF nerf, it's still ridiculous. You've got to buy it. It's just such a good item pickup.
You instantly farm a creep wave. Yeah. That in itself is like invaluable.
Yeah, I feel like you've got to nerf that to maybe like, what, 15 seconds? And even at that point, it's going to still be picked up. It's one of those items that just makes the hero in these kind of games.
The thing is, the cooldown, it could be 15 seconds, it would still be good. Because there's a creep wave every 30 seconds. So you clear a creep wave, the next creep wave's coming. Maybe if you're pushing the wave, you meet it like in about 10-15 seconds. So it's not like every 30 seconds exactly, but yeah, it's just the nature that you instantly clear a creep wave with it. So
ooh, look at this top lane. Alliance, they've rumbled MP's Jimmies. The TP's come through. Loader, he just immediately songs and TP's out with the rest of the boys. No messing. Bit of a BMR onto Envy as well to hold him back on the way out. But Alliance just making sure they don't get caught out by MP, because that's what gets MP back in.
So they're probably suspecting MP grouping up as 5, want to go for that high ground play at the top lane, but the counter to that is immediately shoving out both bottom and mid. So Loader TP bottom, they've got the OD pushing out mid, as well as the Naga illusions heading mid. Just constant spam of illusions, and this game is quickly falling out of MP's hands.
What's the Octarine status on Naga?
It's almost complete. Didn't go for the Manta, just the casual Yasha. 1,000 gold to go.
Dire's bottom tower.
Very, very close indeed. And top lane, Envy, he may be able to get a little bit of a visit from Alliance. They jump in with the lasso, drag him back. Oh, he gets the playthrough up in time. The arrow's not there in time, but they have the demonic purge from EGM, slowing Envy down. That is back up on its way. Envy gets the Omni Slash out. He's looking for the turnaround. He's going to get Hansken. Here comes the rest of MP. EGM to fall as well, and MP turning up to save Envy's backside just in time.
They goofed.
Well, that's what happens when they do. You know, they miss that arrow into lasso combo, and suddenly Envy's able to survive through it all, turn around, take 2 kills, and now the pressure comes on from MP.
Yeah, they can see kind of like the new team shakiness there. They just did not coordinate that well, and this is in danger of being a lane of Raxi. They're going to have to buy back one.
They've got it, and there's no demonic purge from EGM. MP could get away with some major damage done here. Great swap onto Lim, the Roars to follow through. He's got a buyback as well. 2 buybacks now from Alliance. They'll look to hold, but the Necro 3 is pushing in with the pipe as well. Can they finish this off though? Fortification comes out, Loader moving forward, ready to try and push MP back with the illusion spam.
Well, Weaver's got Desolator now as well, so perhaps Weaver's going to be the one more on the high ground if they can wait for this next creep wave, but they're showing respect to the catch of someone like Batrider here. Pushing high ground into Bat, always difficult because of that pick off. And meanwhile, MP have used all their ultimates, all of their big ones on cooldown. The Weaver time-lapse, the only one available. So likely they want to wait for at least a Roar to come up before they go for another high ground push here. So perhaps not this creep wave, but the next they'll be threatening high ground. And the really nice thing is Naga had to TP back to defend, which means neither bottom nor mid lane is being threatened to high ground you. So you don't have to worry about the split push right now. Yeah, you see that bottom lane, like, okay, it's near our T3 tower, but who cares? There's no Naga there. As long as there's no Naga there, you're not being high grounded.
Yeah, we could see a full-fledged fight kick off here up towards the top. Loader trying to use the illusions here to disrupt the push of the creep wave.
He's looking for that healing ward. Can't find it. Oh, actually did find it. There we go. Nice snipe. Takes up the healing ward, means that push is just going to be a little bit easier to deal with the jug.
It's going to be a hard push. I mean, they do have Raw, Omni Slash backup as well as Swap. But Alliance have all their ults. They use the Moonlight Shadows out, set themselves up into position. They still have the Aegis. A jump in's there, but a bit of a miscommunication. Jonas Man going in at the same time as Limp's Astral. So they don't get the initial catch. Now he'll go back in, grab Envy, bring him back towards the base. Again, though, the arrow's going to miss. Envy's going to be able to, well, get a little bit away from the fountain. He's got the Aegis still. And Omni Slash to the ready. We'll see how he fights through this one. Continues to back, takes the rain tracks out on the way. He is going to go down and pay for it. So MP lose the Aegis, they lose the Jug, are able to take down a Rex, but at this point they need to find more MP because Alliance with the Naga Siren and the Illusion Spam, they can deal with pushing that lane out.
Yeah.
But this is the road this is the right road for MP to start going down.
Yeah, absolutely. They got the first lane of Rax. Now they're going to have to just find another. It's always this pick off into push kind of play. They can't just go for an all-out push when all of Alliance are alive. But Alliance kind of gifted them those 2 kills up top with the fumbled gank attempt on Eternal Envy's Juggernaut, and that just kind of set them up for success to take a Rax. It wasn't just the fact that they got those kills, it was that Loader then had to TP back to defend. They initially defend the Rax, but then there's no split push, so Loader being at home kind of working against Alliance. You want Naga out on the map being aggressive with at least her pressure on the lanes. Naga's not a hero that sits back and defends high ground, she's a hero that goes out on the map and pressures lanes.
Back out to the bottom. Loader looking to continue that and get back on with the aggressive plays. Getting those lanes out and indeed continuing the farm. We're seeing 2.5k ahead of Envy's Jug. Envy now pick up a Skadi, tanking himself up a little bit, so it's going to be a bit easier for him to front line and just hammer into these racks of Alliance when MP try and break the high ground. But that really is the thing. MP, they need to find a second set of racks, ideally a third, because this is a game where Alliance, they can just stand up against the stronger creeps. They have Loader's Naga Siren at a perfect position. He's got the farm. So MP, they need to find the killing blow, and they need to find it soon.
Yeah, they're looking for pickoffs here. They're fishing around this top lane, finding either Limp or Jonas, but it doesn't look like they'll get either. Beastmaster does have Travels and Blink Dagger. He's going all in on the kind of pick-off items, being able to TP onto his Hawk, being able to blink after those pesky heroes hiding in the trees, but unable to find all too much. Wouldn't be surprised to see additional boots of Travels picked up just for that extra mobility. At this point, it's going to turn into kind of a a lane push and pick off type of game, and that's where having boots of travel becomes key in these late game settings. Someone like Juggernaut maybe wants boots of travel, same story for the Weaver. Just being able to pair up with the Beastmaster. Beastmaster finds someone with a Raw, he can't necessarily solo kill an OD anymore. OD's tanky enough, has some decent armor, that you probably need a +1 to go with the Beastmaster.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
4-star for EGM, and it's quite important the positioning of the Shadow Demon in terms of having a hope of killing Owie, really. You know, you need to be able to get him in close and personal, so ideally he can break the Lincolns, you know, set up for that lasso from Jonas and Fan as such. So it's got to be very nice for the old boy EGM. Loader, now with the Manta style complete as well. He's pretty much got all the essential tools now for a Naga Siren to keep the game going.
Oh yeah.
He's got the core items, Octarine, Manta, Radiance and bots, all good to go. Loader's now hitting his stride, in his element. And MP, they need to find a solution.
MP's probably looking at that next Aegis as their big window to try and
How long are we
break open
seeing
this
until
game.
that?
At least any time in the next 3 minutes. We'll find out soon.
Yeah, ideally for MP, it's going to be a shorter respawn. We'll see if RNG's on their side this game, though, in a few seconds. Alliance already moving over to this half of the map. They know that Roche is going to be up soon. They know that's going to be MP's strong point if they can get their hands on it. And of course, if MP don't get the Aegis, then this game's going to be so hard for them already.
The funniest thing you see there, EGM just suddenly buys 3 smokes. Alliance have not used a single smoke all game long, I think. Or maybe they've used 1 because you often see that early smoke, but they haven't needed to. Like Naga, it's not even like a bad play that they haven't used smokes. The way this game has just panned out for them has been they're the ones on the defensive. They're playing the split push game, and smokes aren't really that useful for the team that's looking to avoid fights. They don't want a team fight. They don't want to even really... I mean, they've occasionally looked for pickoffs with the Bat and the Mirana, but they found other ways to do that. So smokes have not been a necessary tool for them. They've been needed for NP, though.
And talking about MP, trying for it without the Roshan here.
Sure. It's whether even if you don't get the racks here, it forces Alliance to come back as 5 to defend. It stops the split push from happening.
Fortifications come out from Alliance to kick this one off. Loader may be looking forward to setting him up with the song, and there we have it. And he goes, surrounding 3 members, in fact catching all 5 in the full song. Who are they going to focus first? The arrow comes through, is going to go through Owie. Again, a little bit off with the timing there. The fight kind of getting split apart here as Loader hugged towards the north. Not actually able to find and catch up to anyone on the side of MP. MP are going to be fine for the time being. A nice split, bringing Handscam fairly low. MP, they're not dying. Well, I say that, MP could be ready to prove me wrong. He's caught out by the lasso track deep inside the base. MP is out and down. And let's see if they can get themselves anything more. Woo! TP out just in time from one of the boys.
It's the Naga illusions make it really hard for these supports to stay near the jungle. Like, Venge got pushed really far back because of the Naga illusions, and that meant Envy did not have the swap to save him there. Normally you look at that Venge to be the bailout for Envy when he gets lassoed there, but because of all those Naga illusions, Venge wasn't in range.
And look at this timing as well towards Roche. It still is a minute, but still kind of getting this control back over the stage.
It looked like an odd defense from Alliance, but if anything, there was just them buying time to get into position. It also helps stall out the Necrobooks. The Necrobooks still do a lot of damage and are hard to fight into, so it just meant NP had to reposition. They sleep the frontliners, then they put illusions on the backlines. It made it a lot easier to get those. If anything, it was the illusions getting them into position, because normally you send the illusions in, a Jug's just going to like kill them in 2 right clicks, but suddenly there's illusions on the Venge, on the ET at the backlines, and Jug has heroes right on top of him in the front line. So it just became a more chaotic fight, which is where NP don't really do all that well. They want a very structured, organized push, which is what the Naga Siren Sleep is great at disrupting.
This is, I mean, it's getting to the point where I'm just asking myself, what are MP going to do about the situation? Loader, it's the Naga Siren this game. With the amount of farm that Loader's got in the position that he's in, it's very hard for MP to deal with, as we're seeing. You know, they're trying for these pushes. It's not happening. And the question is, at what point does the state of the game change? What item pickup does MP get that says suddenly, all right, we can take Alliance head on? Because at the moment, they just don't have the tools to do so.
They seem to think it's the BKBs. They've got one on Weaver. Jug is building one as well. But I think more than anything, it's a playstyle thing. It's going to come down to finding the pickoffs and the catches. That's where they got that top lane of Rax. They found those 2 kills. Even though it was not so much kills they found, but that Alliance gifted to them. That's kind of going to be the way NP get themselves in this game.
Right into the pit, and MP are on their way over. And Alliance is scared.
Catch him, yeah.
Alliance are being careful about this one. MP with the smoke up, but it's, indeed been scanned out. Perfectly hit.
MP had the Hawk over Roche, so they saw them as soon as they went into Roche, and Only now the Naga will come in and clear out the Hawk.
Yeah, Loader now with a completed butterfly. Not an MKB in sight yet for the side of MP's course.
Oh yeah, that's a Naga that you're going to have problems dealing with.
Here we go, Naf looking to kick it off. Limp and Jim on the front lines. They'll immediately focus down the OD. He gets forced back. Song from Loader, keeping Limp alive. Now, Alliance, what's the plan? Do they want to turn around or do they want to run? They want to fight by the looks of it. Jonas and Fan catching Envy off on the sidelines. They'll rip the Juggernaut apart from the rest of his team. Gets the chance to play Fury. Hold him in place for the Insnare. Good swap from Rose, trying to keep Envy alive. EGM being focused by I, but EGM self-destructs, trying to buy some time for the rest of his team to get back in the fight. EGM actually kiting the hell out of MP at the moment. Will he actually go down? He's going to finally fall, but they've lost the Beastmaster and they may lose more. Loader just walking around on full health, chops down another, 2 down on MP. Envy being chased down as well. He'll go for the Blade Fury TP out. He will escape. There's a 2-for-2 trade there.
Right.
And Alliance will head into the pit potentially if they want to. Roshan still standing.
You can just kind of see how Alliance are a lot stronger now in these team fights, but they still have the same problem where Naga's not a great team fighting hero because she kind of got kited around there. Yeah, she's got this butterfly and she's kind of invincible, but the same case, Weaver also kind of invincible. No one to lock down the Weaver. Weaver just had kill after kill on the supports. First the Shadow Demon, then the Mirana got kind of chased down by the Weaver, so both kind of teams with these carries, which are very tanky, dish out some decent damage over time in the Naga and the Weaver, but just getting kited around a bit and don't really kill each other. We'll see if this Roche kind of standoff will continue. It is Alliance, at least with control around the area due to the Naga able to
Look
push
at
out
these
the lane.
illusions. Just every lane being microed in by Loader.
Yep, it's going to get tough. No, Weaver not good at pushing out these lanes. Jug a little bit better thanks to the Battle Fury. And the BKBs will help against the mischance. We've seen a few times where that Radiance mischance just led to Jug like missing a few attacks in a team fight or when he's pushing out lanes, so doesn't mean they don't have to worry about that as much, but that's where the butterfly kicks in. And they're not even going for Loader, so Loader having a butterfly doesn't mean like, oh, we're going to get an MKB, Loader's unkillable. It's more you want to be able to kill heroes like the OD, the Batrider, and then deal with Loader last.
Yeah, as you see SVG just piping the creatures, trying to give them a bit more chance against the Radiance burn of these illusions, but the push is just dirty. As we can see, the lanes being shoved right back up to MP's base. Still not feeling confident enough to take Roshan though, Alliance. Still very well aware that MP have strong fight around the pit with SVG's Elder Titan. But at this stage, as we can see the net worth difference, Loader a clear 7,500 ahead of Envy's Juggernaut. And this game, it's turning into one where it looked like MP could get well and truly Naga Sirened.
It is starting to feel that way. It's felt that way for a little while now. Kind of started to unravel. Like we saw Theban get picked off a couple times when he was trying to deward the top jungle. Those deaths, like yes, you're 5 position support, but it buys so much time. The Beastmaster dying and losing the gem was another huge pick off that Alliance got. They're down and have only had 11 kills, but every kill has meant so much. It's bought them like each kill has represented like maybe 2 minutes of space to get Naga online. And now we're at that point where Naga is well and truly online, and it's an Alliance favorite game. Despite being down to racks, it's Alliance with full control of the map. They're the ones keeping the lanes pushed up to the dire side, to the tier 3 towers at both middle and bottom. They've even taken that tier 3 high ground. They're starting to hit away at the range racks at mid. This is looking rough for NP.
It's one of those games where you can imagine how frustrating it is for MP.
Yeah.
It's a game where you knew you would have had to get so much done by a certain point, unless you want to really step up the difficulty for yourselves. And MP did try at the start, and they were making the plays, they were winning the lanes, apart from the fact that they weren't able to really catch out and punish Loader. Loader at this stage of the game, 3-1-6, only dying the once. It's been a very strong performance from Loader's Naga Siren, and it doesn't really come as too much of a surprise, of course. Alliance just very good with having Loader on the Naga, and these players very good at playing around it and creating the space and creating the safety that Loader needs to be able to pull out his A game.
This is such classic Alliance. Just watching these illusions go in. Loader's, he's sending one onto a tier 4 tower, racks. Another onto a tier 3 tower, a couple onto the racks, so they got a ranged racks. This top tier 3 tower is taking 400 damage. Like it's not a lot. It's only 400 damage, but that's 400 damage just from illusions. At no point has Alliance actually pushed this top lane to go high ground with. So over another 5 minutes, that tier 3 tower is suddenly dead, and then you're working on that range rack. So
I mean, over another 10 minutes, you've lost all tier 3s and all range racks. Yeah,
painful death Alliance will chip away at your base with the Shadow Demon. They were actually the first team I saw do that Centaur Shadow Demon push with the return on the illusions. And then we've seen more recently Imperial really use the Centaur for that big carry with return. So Alliance are not shy to go into this kind of cheesy, slow sieging kind of strategy, which is very safe, slow, methodical pushing. And
it's how you win games. It's
absolutely.
It's how to win the Dota 2 in certain situations, and Alliance have it perfected. You know, hard done on Loader as well. I mean, good luck dealing with these illusions. We've seen already is this just the lack of ability to do so. They have the Jug Battle Fury. That's pretty much it. But then the thing is as well, he's got a Battle Fury, but at 42 minutes in, he doesn't do a serious amount of damage. He's got the SMY and the Skadi. He's statted up. He can deal with the push onto himself. But in terms of cleaning them quick, he's going to need something drastic. I guess it's going to be the MKB. I'd hope for a rapier from MV, but I mean, MKB against the evasion, probably more likely. Yeah. Unless we see MV go full Eternal MV, which I would love.
More likely, but I'd love to see a rapier too. You know, let's spice things up here at DreamLeague. But for now, it's going to just be an MKB, I imagine. It's the kind of safer option. If anything, when killing Naga illusions, MKB is going to give you slightly better damage output than the rapier just because of that evasion.
Less flare though, less flash. And now Right, let's see if they can do this one. He's got a BKB and Link is in a time lapse. How does the Weaver survive this? So he pops the BKB and then Ishiguchi's out. There's the Insnare to follow through. Time lapse is back, Owie. Can he put his way out of this? No, he can't. Jonas and Bang comes in with the lasso. They'll bring him down. Great execution there from Alliance. Weaver, Owie tried to do his best to play his way around it, but he's caught out. He's taken down. He went all in on the Javelin purchases for his MKB, so indeed, no money for buyback.
Yeah, one of those like late game things where it's not worth. You only want to buy these items and not have buyback if you actually have. If you have the MKB, not having buyback's fine, but buying half the MKB and not having buyback, not a position you want to be in. So. I mean, very rare slip up from AUI. Normally he's very calculated in those kind of plays.
I guess maybe he just feels confident that Alliance can't push whilst he's dead, so he wants to minimize the gold loss.
It's possible, but that's all I think you do in the mid game. Like here in the late game, you need to be you need to be up to defend those bases. I guess he knows Alliance is going to keep slow sieging them rather than go for an all-in push.
What, 30 seconds? He could very well be back before Alliance come in too hard.
We'll see what damage Alliance can get. They might get a tier 3 tower at top at most, which is a kind of a okay loss. He wouldn't buy back just to defend a tier 3 tower most likely anyway.
Yeah, I think, it looks like he's going to be alright. Owie had this all planned out. He's all good. 15 seconds, the Weaver's back in.
Let's see this. God, this illusion push. There we go. We talked about this tower over the course of 5-10 minutes, and it's already down to below half HP, just thanks to illusions. Illusions still. Chipping away at the bottom. Bottom tier 3's dead. Bit by bit. MP are just being pulled apart.
Alright. Owie's back up.
There's nothing you can do at this point. Your heroes just don't clear these illusions. They don't split these lanes out well.
Status of the MKBs, of course, Envy's got his done. Owie, he is...
That arrow was almost perfectly timed on Envy.
That could have been a bit of a kicker for Alliance to break the base.
Too early.
One more tier 3. As they come in with a slow siege, Jonas and Fan maybe look to see if he can kick something off. E-Blade to pot the Linkers there to follow through. Jonas and Fan gets the lasso, drags Envy back. Sanity to clip shot, good swap from Rose, but the Insnare will still catch Envy. They'll punish the Venge. There we have a good Elder Time split, and Lim being focused. The Omni Slash bounces come through. He's lost the Aegis. He's going to be back for round 2. Envy trying to get out with the Blade Gear, but the Instare's there, and Envy is going to go down. He went all in on the MKB, just not have buyback available. Loader being focused by Owie, but the E-Blade from Jonas and Fan keeping Loader alive, allowing him to get himself out. Limp and the boys ready to move in for more. SVG, one more, two more, he's down. Elder Time out of the gate, 3 on the side for MP. Only Owie and Nak left on the defensive. Alliance ready to come in this time. There's nothing slow about this siege, and GG is called. It's all too much for MP, and Alliance today take the 3rd win in a row. Very, very impressive showing from Alliance here today on the ACSRG DreamLeague. And one more game. These guys could have a clean sweep today.
It's been something different every game. They start things off. Game 1 was like an all-in, like aggression, let's dominate. They only give up the 1 kill. It's just a complete stomp. The second game was your Drow strat. Now it's the old Loader Naga Siren. They're doing a bit of everything, you know?
They are.